Robinson against Irving. Got a piece of it. Leonard with the steal. Ahead. And finished off by Robinson.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game. When they've got it clicking, it's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
And he recovers it. Nobody near Irving. It's rebounded by Leonard.
An easy look there, but, you know, he misses those once in a while.
Wasted no time on that one.
Looks like he might be on his game today, Clark.
If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Irving against Robinson, and it's Irving missing. San Antonio leading by 4.
Even as the Spurs continue to grow older, it's really hard to write them off. I mean, it's incredible how long this team has been ruling the roost in the West and contending for championships.
Now, here is Robinson, following the miss by Kyrie Irving. And the shot is good. The Cavaliers trail by 6. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
The drive by James. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. LeBron's got his first basket. And guys, you know, if you look at the dominance for the Spurs, they have found younger players like Kawhi Leonard, for instance, Steve, to keep them on top.
Yeah, and then Popovich does such a good job of preserving their veterans, keeping their minutes down and resting them for the playoffs. So Popovich and the Spurs really kind of wrote the book on managing the regular season.
Here's Irving. After the basket by San Antonio. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. No good from outside. The Spurs have gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them. Leonard with the ball. And it's Carter picking him up. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. No good with the triple. For Cleveland, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Well, last season, Tristan Thompson made the decision to change his shooting hand, Clark. He went from shooting with his left to now shooting with his right hand.
Yeah, I've not heard of anything quite like that before, but he improved his free throw shooting substantially as a result of the change, and he gets to the line fairly often, so I think that's a nice development. I love that young man's work ethic and what he brings to a team in terms of rebounding and physicality.
I think LeBron's going to like playing with him.
I agree.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Splitter is checked in for Rogers. Diaw comes in for Duncan. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Smooth. And Parker subbed in for Robinson. Now here's Parker. From the wing. Thompson with the rebound.
Well, Thompson is ambidextrous. You know, he throws a baseball right-handed, writes with his left, and you got to give him credit for taking a chance with a whole new method of shooting, and it's paying dividends.
1:51 left in the first. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kev, I caught up with Coach David Black. I asked him about how his team was going to handle the veterans of the Spurs, and he said there really isn't a whole lot that Duncan and them haven't seen, so you can't surprise them one way or another. Really, it comes down to us being as careful with the ball as they are and being efficient in our possessions. Sounds simple enough, gentlemen.
Thank you, Doris.
And Thompson prone to getting the shot blocked inside despite his length and athleticism. You know, being ambidextrous, you would think that he at some point developed that ability to be a better finisher inside with either hand. We'll see. That's his 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
Now, here is Irving. Following the miss by Tony Parker. They get the rebound. That puts them in the lead.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Now here's Parker. Parker, right side. Fires from 14, and that one's good. Parker's got 5.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Leonard against Smith. Irving passes to Love. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Parker with it. Now Smith defending. Parker against Smith. Unloads from 13. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. And it's 7 points for Parker. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the first. Outside Irving. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Got it up. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Spurs lead by 3. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, Clark and Steve. What have they been doing or not doing?
I was impressed with their transition game, guys. They really got out and ran the lanes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no better way to get easy buckets than through fast breaks.
Spurs leading by 3. Mills and Manu at the guards. Bellinelli is out there with Boris Diaw, and it's Splitter in at the center, locking down the middle. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with. Here's Mills. Clock at 6. No good. Smith with the defensive effort.
Patty Mills last season had his best season ever. Really remade his body in the offseason, adding muscle, cutting down on his body fat. Already one of the quickest players in the league. He got even quicker.
Now here's Love. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
He's definitely got that shot in his arsenal.
Spurs shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. Ginobili with the 3. The Cavaliers pull it in. And Mills getting quality minutes at the backup point guard position.
Yeah, and for a player who spent time in the D-League, playing in China and his native Australia, and it seems he's really solidified his place as an NBA player, Kevin, in part because he refocused on conditioning his body and really developed as an outside shooter, too. He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Love dishes to James. Back to Love. Good. Love's got 4 points in the quarter. San Antonio's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Ginobili up top, guarded by Shumpert. It's a floater. No good from Ginobili. The Cavaliers trailing. The drive by James. Outside Shumpert. Takes a 3. It's hauled in by Diaw. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, the Cavs' David Blatt, the first ever NBA head coach directly hired from the international ranks. Though he grew up near Boston, a die-hard Celtics fan, he represents all the aspiring NBA coaches from abroad, saying, quote, "I feel a great sense of responsibility. I feel like I've got to do a good job." Kevin, he's certainly got the personnel to do it.
A roster loaded with talent, Doris. Indeed. Thank you.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him.
Here's James. And good on the basket. Book it.
How many times have we seen him do that? Just batter a defense with his ability to explode to the basket.
Robinson against Carter. Now, here is Robinson. He's covered closely. Count the bucket. Robinson's got 12 in the game.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Carter with it. Robinson picks him up. It's LeBron with the drive.
For a team that is built around explosive shooters and natural scorers, the Cavs had a lot of issues being efficient on offense last season.
Here is Carter. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Sinks it on the run. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Irving's checked in for Sean Mary. Spurs leading by 3. Outside Robinson. Robinson left side. Robinson left side. 6 on the shot clock. So it's San Antonio now. Just 5 on the clock. Duncan kicks to Robinson. Pulls up on the wing. And that comes off the assist by Duncan. 16 points for Robinson.
You know, he started out hot, and he's only gotten hotter. He could be in for one of those games.
Robinson against Irving. Mozgov kicks to Irving. Carter outside. Back to Irving. Out to Shumpert from downtown. No good. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. From the arc. And yes, sir, that one drops. That's 7 points for Smooth.
And their field goal percentage continues to climb. They've really shot the ball well here today so far.
Yeah, and it's all about quality shot selection, smart shot selection. They've been very patient on offense.
Well, for Tim Duncan with age, the Spurs have looked to reduce his minutes load during the regular season. But when he's on the court, he remains as efficient as ever.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for San Antonio. Parker comes in for Robinson. And then for Cleveland, Thompson comes in for James. Robinson is subbed in for Iman Shumpert. Pass to Carter. The feed now to Thompson. And it falls over the rim and in. Thompson's got 6.
And Duncan last season averaging close to a double-double in less than 30 minutes a game, as dominant on the glass as ever. Tim Duncan.
Now here's Duncan. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Takes it from 10. That's good. Duncan's got the lead up to 8 now for San Antonio. For Cleveland, they've gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. And you take a look at Tim Duncan's rebounding, Steve, moving into the top 5 in career double-doubles.
Yeah, he just passed Karl Malone and the great Bill Russell. So Duncan just continues this late career renaissance. His play has just been spectacular in the last few years. More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
An emphatic alley-oop jam.
I'd say that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. A good job getting it started and a better job finishing it off.
1 second left. That'll do it for the first half. It's the Spurs up 10. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Coach Popovich, a strong first half for you. Was the up-tempo pace part of the game?